So today we're going to talk about how to calculate the ascendant by hand, which is not really something that people do because computers. Um, uh, but when I was drawing charts by hand, I was thinking about how much insight you can get into a chart by just using an ephemeris and plotting those points out. That made me curious on how to more accurately determine the ascendant, because we as practicing astrologers understand the relationship between the sun and the horizon and can kind of determine it that way. I just wanted something that was a little bit more precise. So I found a couple of resources that were a little bit confusing. So I'm hoping to sort of distill that information into something that can hopefully make more sense, and then you can do this on your own. When you're calculating the ascendant, what you need to know is the sidereal time of birth. And if you know the sidereal time of birth, then you can use a house cusps table to determine what the rising sign is. So in order to determine the sidereal time, we need to know the latitude and longitude of the birthplace. You need to know the degree of the standard meridian of the time zone of the birthplace. You're also going to want to know the birth time, and then the last piece of information is what sidereal time it was at midnight GMT. And if you have a midnight ephemeris for the GMT time zone, you will have that. That's the first thing listed. So we're gonna get all of those things. I'm gonna shift things around, and then we're gonna come back and get to it. Okay, so for this example, we are using a birth time of 17:46 and 0 seconds, and the birth date is April 14th, 1969, and the sidereal time at midnight GMT was 13:27 and 58 seconds. This person was born in Laredo, Texas, so the latitude is 27 degrees 30 minutes north and 99 degrees 30 minutes west. And the standard meridian here is 90 degrees west. It's the closest by a factor of 15. So first we're gonna calculate the local mean time, which is the time based on the sun at your actual location and not the time at your standard meridian. It's equivalent to the time at the standard meridian only if you are born on it, which this person clearly was not. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the birth longitude, which was 99 degrees 30 minutes, and subtract from the standard meridian, which was 99 degrees. And you get this delta L, which is the change in longitude, which is 9 degrees 30 minutes. So to convert 9 degrees 30 minutes of longitude into time, we take the degrees, which is 9, and we multiply it by 4 minutes, which is the time difference for each degree of longitude, and we get 36 minutes. And then to get this remainder 30 minutes of longitude, we multiply that by 4 seconds, which is the equivalent of each minute of longitude, and we get 120 seconds, which is also equal to 2 minutes. So delta 1 is the 36 minutes, delta 2 is the 120 seconds, so delta 1 plus delta 2 is equivalent to that time shift, and we get 38 minutes. This is the amount of time that the birth longitude is earlier than the standard meridian. So to get the local mean time, we're gonna take the birth time, which is 17:46, and we're gonna subtract this 38 minutes right here, and we're left with 17:08, and this is the time, the local mean time of birth. So we're gonna hang on to that. The next two figures we need to calculate are adjustments that I couldn't really figure out why we took them, what they really did, but I did find them consistent in a lot of resources, so we're just gonna do it. The first is taking the birth longitude, which is 99 degrees, and multiplying by 2/3, so we get 66 seconds, or 1 minute and 6 seconds. The second adjustment is called the accelerated interval correction, and to get that, what we do is we take the local mean time hours, which is 17, and you multiply it by 10 seconds, which is 170 seconds. And then we take the local mean time minutes, which is 8 minutes, and we divide by 6, and we get 1.33 seconds. And so we're just gonna drop this 3.3. And there's a rounding error in this too, which is gonna account for differences when you like check your work. This will not be exact because a computer will not be rounding, whereas I will be. So C1 is 170 seconds, or 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and C2 is equal to 1 second. We get this figure of 0 hours, 2 minutes, and 51 seconds, and this is the accelerated time interval. Now to get the sidereal time of birth, we add it all up. So we take sidereal midnight, which is 13:27:58, and we add the local mean time, which is 17:08:00, and then adjustment number 1, which is 1 minute and 6 seconds, and then this accelerated time interval correction, which is 0 hours, 2 minutes, and 51 seconds. And so we're gonna add all of this up, and we're gonna end up with 55, and carry a 1 here actually, 39, and 30. And because this number is over 24, we will subtract 24 from it. So we get 6 hours, 39 minutes, and 55 seconds. And this right here, this is the sidereal time of birth. And what we can now do is, using a house cusps table, we can look up what the ascendant is going to be based on this latitude given, and we'll have to do a little bit of interpolation, which I'll show you how to do. Yeah, this is the sidereal time of birth, and you'll find, if you look this up, it's like maybe 3 seconds off, so not too shabby. All right, on to the next thing. Okay, so here we have the Simplified Scientific Table of Houses. This is a free resource, and we're going to use this to determine our rising sign. So we have made it to our 27 degrees north, which is approximately the latitude that we were given. Now we need to match up the sidereal time over here to get our ascendant. And so this person was born at 6:39:55. The number before that is 6:39:11, so 8:44, and the ascendant is in Libra. And then we're just going to use the one after that as a reference, which is 6:43:31, and that's 9 degrees 42 minutes of Libra. And so we're going to go back to the paper and use those to interpolate and to find the degree of our ascendant. Okay, so you can see that I wrote down the sidereal time for the figure on the house cusps table for this latitude just before the time of birth, and also right after, and also the degrees for the rising sign for both of them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the difference between these two times and these 2 degrees. So if we take 6:39:11 minus 6:43:31, we get 4 minutes and 20 seconds, or 260 seconds. Then the difference in degree here is going to be 58 minutes. So this is the first thing that we need, and then the second thing. And then we need one more thing, which is the difference between the actual sidereal birth time and the earlier time listed in the house cusps table. So we're gonna do 6 hours, 39 minutes, and 55 seconds, minus 6 hours, 39 minutes, and 11 seconds, and we're going to be left with 44 seconds. So to interpolate, basically what we want to do is figure out what proportion 44 seconds is of this total, and then we multiply it by this number. So 44 over 260 times 58 minutes equals 10 minutes of longitudinal units. So then for the sidereal time that we found, what we're going to do is add this to this number. So 8 degrees 44 minutes plus 10 minutes is equal to 8 degrees 54 minutes of Libra. And here we have it. We have calculated the degree of the ascendant. You can use, obviously, like astro.com or any other software that generates this type of information to check your work. So we're just going to use astro.com to confirm. And you can see here that the sidereal time of birth was found to be 6:39:52, which is 3 seconds earlier than our calculation. And the ascendant is 8 degrees 51 minutes Libra, and we found it to be 8 degrees 54 minutes Libra. So overall, very accurate, especially considering rounding errors. This is how you calculate the ascendant by hand. Thanks, guys.